My mom will often say that Rebecca makes every person she comes into contact with feel like they're the most important person in the room. Because to me, they are.
You don't fail unless you quit. And it's like, no, I'm going to make everything is figure outable. And if you want it more than you fear it, you're going to be able to move. I knew how I felt in that moment that I was going to be unstoppable.
Open your heart. Open your heart. And I don't know how to tell you to do that other than just take a deep breath and just try to open your heart. Pick a thing that makes you feel good. Is it a pair of shoes? Is it like your favorite blazer? Is it your favorite lipstick? Pick a thing, put it on, walk in the room. I don't want to sit at a table of everybody that I know. No, thank you. That is not what I'm there for.
Be the most interested person in the room without sharing anything that you do.
Welcome to Rise, Shine, and Redefine, the podcast where entrepreneurship meets purpose. I'm Karen Meininger, and I'll help you create an authentic and powerful business. Let's dive in.
Welcome back to the Rise, Shine, and Redefine podcast. I'm Karen Meininger, your host, and I am here with Rebecca Scales from Elegance Artistry Group. And she is a life artist, creative, makes your brand, like brings the art to your face in a way that makes you stand out and feel like your most authentic self in the most beautiful, authentic way. And I have had the privilege to have Rebecca do my makeup for a lot of my branding shoots. And she is just the queen of people and understanding people's psychology, how they work, how to really connect with people in a way that you feel so seen, heard, and understood that you're just like, I need this woman in my life. So today we're gonna learn how to network like a rock star. Feel good?
Yes!
Okay. So before we start, we gotta put on a little rock and roll, okay?
Tore my hair up.
God, so good. Yes, you are rocking, girl.
Well,
heck. Yes. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, lady. That intro gave me chills.
Oh,
thank you.
I love you.
Because I love you too. You got right to the heart of what I love most about my job. And I appreciate you so much. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah. And you're so magical because it's not just who you are, it's how you be.
Yeah.
And you have this way of just magnetically attracting people into your life. And that comes so super easy for you. And it's really simple for you. But it's not simple for everybody.
Right.
And if you have before we dive into like all the juicy stuff, tell me a little bit about your journey and like how you become a makeup artist and how did you get so good with people?
Okay. So first things first, my mom will often say that Rebecca makes every person she comes into contact with feel like they're the most important person in the room. Because to me, they are. I've always been like that. I was born with that. That is my gift. My superpower, I will say, is not makeup, although I love it. And it's just, I light up when I talk about it but my superpower is people. So, but I was born with that. I was born like that. My sisters will often say it. They're like, you are so annoying. You literally have to talk to everybody and we are ready to go. So I'm like, okay, but just wait. I just got something on my heart that I need to, whatever. But so my makeup journey though started a little atypical. So my baby sister, Lauren, was like, just like I was born to be about the people, she was born with a glitter stick in her hand and an eyeliner and all the lipstick in the world. So she came here as a baby. She would just be like playing in our older sister's makeup and my mom's makeup and all the things. So she really was the first makeup artist in the family. And so I went to school at the Ohio State University and I got a music degree.
Oh, my husband will not like that.
I know,
he went
girl.
to UM.
I know, girl. It's okay. We won't hold it against him. It'll be all right. Go Bucks. But so I got a music degree. I'm actually an opera singer. So that was the...
Wait,
I know,
what? Wait. Throw a little.
No,
throw a little.
I know.
Can you throw a little tune? Let's go.
Yeah, I know. It's
so good.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
So first of all, the fact that we even started this interview with rocking out to music, that's how you got to start your day, people. Like, get to it. Let the music come in, set the mood, get you relaxed, all those things. But so as part of my music degree, we had and sort of my like summer training, we had like makeup courses of like stage makeup and kind of how to be. And then I also, if I'm being quite honest, people, stayed in school to get a business degree because I was like, I was not born to be a starving artist. No, ma'am. I needed to know how to think. So I stayed to get a business degree. And I'm really glad I did that. But sort of like afterwards, my sister called me one day and she was like, hey, and she was already working in the makeup world, in the Estee Lauder kind of company world. And she was like, I need an extra set of hands and like, to get me through. And we ride or die for the siblings in my family and like my, family is everything. So she was like, I need you to come home. Home is Columbus, Ohio, to help me with this event. And so she basically like trained me in product knowledge over the phone. And all I had to do was show up and be Rebecca and do what I do. From there, I worked with Bobbi Brown Cosmetics for close to 20 years as a freelance makeup artist, but also a trainer for new artists coming in the door. And I traveled the country doing that. But 14 years ago, over pizza and beer, my good friend at the time, Sarah Mann, said, hey, I've been doing weddings, and I know you've been doing weddings, and I absolutely love it, but like being an entrepreneur is really lonely if you are by yourself. And I said, ooh, girl, you just hit right to this. She hit me on the right day. Talk about like divine. And when you're like, I swear that day I was just about to be like, I am not doing this anymore. I'm lonely. I can't. And she said, hey, can we just grab like some pizza and a beer and like just like talk? She was like, I just bought a URL called Elegance Artistry, .com. And like, if you don't like the name, it's cool. But like literally 5 minutes in, I was like, oh, she had all these like creative ideas.
You're like, let's fucking go.
I was like, let's do it. I can do this. And we often say that like, she's like the fixer of the group. She comes up with like the ideas. And then I'm way better at the people to start. And so she's like, you go out and sell it and like figure it out. And so we literally did it. Elegance Artistry was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at this time, over pizza and beer. And then from there, we were like, hey, so we grew a little too quickly. And we're like, oh my God, we didn't really know what we were doing from a business standpoint. And people then that we were in the business with said, hey, we really want to work with you, but we don't want to have anything to do with the business. So Team Elegance Artistry Philadelphia was born. Now we are a team of 22 hairstylists and makeup artists in Philadelphia. We just opened our 4th location here in Northeast Florida. We have a location in Chicago and a location in Southwest Virginia. And so, we wait to find the people that not work for us, that work with us, that share our heart with it. And that's kind of like just the journey with Elegance Artistry. We're on-site hair and makeup for all occasions. I work with you in branding. We teach classes. Bridal is a huge business for us. But what is most important for people that we work with and for our clients and our brides, their heart. The heart and mindset has to be really, really special. And the connection has to be there or it's not going to work. For us anyway. It's just how we're set up. So
that's incredible. You have a team of 22
it's crazy.
Artists.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about that. So a lot of our listeners are entrepreneurs and want to scale. Yeah. And a lot of times you're a team of one. You're lonely. You're at the top. You're doing everything by yourself. You're the visionary. You're wearing many hats. You're the marketer.
Right.
You're the social media director. You're the sales consultant. You're all the things.
Yes.
And then it feels really scary to invest, to expand.
Yes.
So talk to me a little bit about going from the two of you and your partner,
Mm-hmm.
to 22 life artists.
Yes. So I'm going to throw a lot at people that I still have trouble doing myself. So social media, in my opinion.
Do as I say, not as I do.
That's the one. The social media will have, because we all want to put our best foot forward, right? So it will have everybody thinking that like, oh my God, you are just like killing it. And like things come so easy. No. When I woke up this morning, I was in my bonnet and I was like, oh my God, what is happening today? And I was like, I looked at my schedule and I was like, I get to record with Karen. So this is awesome. So first thing that I would say is learn how to delegate. Now, delegating is scary because it costs money, okay? But you have to spend a little money to make money. The other thing, yes.
And time, like I feel people don't put enough value on time.
On time.
Like time is your most important asset that you have. And I want more women especially to understand that. And I think women have a really hard time asking for help.
Yes, absolutely. Because we end up putting ourselves or being put in positions where we have to be the superwoman, right? And wear all the many hats, but you get exhausted and burnout is real. The minute you start to feel burnt out, whether you have a coach or whether you just have like a good girlfriend to just pivot and bounce, not pivot, but like bounce ideas off of. Get a group of, for me, it's a group of women that you trust. They don't even have to be in your same field, but just to like talk through your business besties, just to like, because maybe there's some inspiration that'll come, and that doesn't cost money, right? But maybe it's like you can figure out within that group how to like, oh, okay, well, here's some dollars that can be allocated to investing in like, okay, here we can spend a little money. We literally just had this conversation this morning, my partner and I, that something that we are spending money on for like from an advertising standpoint is costing us a lot of money and we're not seeing the return on it. So we had to come to grips with, are we not getting the return because we're not using that advertising engine that we have invested in? We're not capitalizing on the leads that they're providing, or is that not our audience? So having the conversations to like take a hard look at things. And the longer I think I've been in business, sort of the faster or more comfortable I become pivoting when something is not working. But early on, like you do kind of have to see some stuff through, and you will have a couple of failures where you're like, okay, you might see them as failures, but they're opportunities to like make a different choice.
It's so interesting. So one of my coaches, Cynthia Stan,
I love her.
Just talking to her, and I was, I'm in the process of pivoting a little bit, like same transformational work, but just pivoting more to real estate kind of space because I love it. Yeah. Anyway, one thing that she said was to be a good entrepreneur is you have to be okay with pivoting.
Yes.
And you saying that this morning, talking about how it's like a theme right now. It's like, how do we pivot, but in the most beautiful, authentic way that feels good and not like, oh my God, I'm burning down my entire business to start over.
Absolutely. Because, and when you told me what you were thinking about doing, because I know you and you are my friend, right? I was like, oh, this makes perfect sense to me. But what doesn't change is the heart with which you move. Mm-hmm. You may be expanding into another facet, another area of business, but the core and the foundation of how you move and thrive, you will be able to bring that just to another area. It's gonna work.
Yeah, and the heart is everything. And people, and I love energetics.
Yes.
Right? Energetics, I mean, that's what
teach.
You do. Yeah. So vibes don't lie.
No.
Vibes don't lie. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. Like you can be at a networking event. You could be just having coffee. And it's like, you walk into a room and it's like a magnetic force coming in. And people are like, who is that?
Yeah.
So, okay, just to circle back a little bit, because we were talking about scaling a little bit. So it's like, number one is understanding and knowing the heart, feeling the heart, being around the heart.
Right.
And delegating.
Yes.
And then how else can you really like face the fear of delegating, putting money and still expanding and not losing? Like, I think for a lot of people, it's losing control.
Yes. The other thing too is that you have to become okay with scaling. Doesn't necessarily mean sometimes. Well, let's back up. Sometimes you can grow too fast and you're not ready for it. Right? For that. So having systems in place, but that takes a little bit of time. Sometimes you need to just step back and like take a little bit of time and work at it every day. You know, also I'm not good at shutting my laptop. But I have 2 little ones. And so like literally yesterday I was working and I was not paying attention to my little guy. And it was during like my work hours, but he needed me at 3:30 p.m. right when he walked in the door and literally came up to me and shut my laptop. I said, okay, well, I've empowered my children to let me know. And I always said that if they could articulate that they needed their mama and how they needed him, I would stop and listen. Well, I was not stopping and listening. So he shut my laptop. So the work will be there. Okay. It's going to be there.
I think that's also just as a mom, right? It's like, it's like, oh, yes, I want to be present for you, but I am in so much love with my business. And then there's a guilt that comes in.
Mom guilt sucks.
Wait.
It's awful.
It is. And the thing about mom guilt, and you know who actually taught this to, who actually shared this with me was Tori.
Yes.
Tori was like, because I was playing around with mom guilt and like helping women with mom guilt for a little while. And she's like, but I think moms actually like having the mom guilt because it makes them feel like they're a good mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds insane. If y'all don't know Tori Stauffer with Tori Stauffer Photography, get into it. Okay. She has given us like just nuggets of wisdom. And it's how Karen and I met actually. But yeah, I mean, I had the mom guilt yesterday and then chuckled to myself. And I was like, okay, but then I thrived on it a little bit because I was like, all right, I'm learning to like recognize my mom guilt. But then I just laughed because I was like, all right, Jeremiah needs me. Not now, but right now.
And the guilt doesn't really serve. I mean, it does because we think it's making us a better mom.
Right.
But really, at the end of the day, it's like, who is that helping?
No one. Right. Not me, not the world, and certainly not my children.
That's right.
Certainly not. But scaling, like, so it kind of, when your heart is in it, and you know this, scaling is going to happen. Anyway, for example, y'all, okay, so Northeast Florida is our newest location. And I had said, hey, I'm not going to have bridal be the focus right now. And bridal is the focus of our business in all of our other 3 cities. Okay. So, or the other 3 cities. So I said, I'm not going to do it. It's going to be branding focused here because I had not built a team just yet. Okay. I literally was like, all right, I just don't think I'm going to do bridal. But when I tell y'all I'm a sucker for the fairy tale and I love a wedding. Okay. Love it. I love it. Not everybody does, but I do. I just love being a part of the journey and the process and starting the day with, you know, the bride or brides, as it were, you know, getting ready to like walk down the aisle and like face whatever future, you know, and their family in such a love fest. I love that. Being able to start and get people ready to, and I do that, like getting people ready to face it. Like, sure, I'm gonna slap a little lipstick on and some lashes and all the things. But when you get up out of my chair, how do you feel? Mm-hmm. How do you feel? That is most important. Do you feel ready to like conquer the occasion, the video shoot, the photo shoot, the bride, you know, the wedding, whatever. And so I said, I'm not going to do it. And I was like trying to like not do the thing that I always do, right?
Well, the thing we're most resistant to is the thing we should be doing.
So what happened? Okay. Our very first bride here, she had just moved to the area and she knew that I was not new in business because she did a little stalking. And she said, oh, and I said, hey, she had a larger wedding of like 8 or 9 people. And she goes, I know you said you don't have your team built, but that's okay. I'm going to hire you anyway because I know you'll have it by the time. Well, lo and behold, I could not get anybody to call me back. And I had the money, y'all. Karen, when I tell you I had the money, she had paid me in full. And I was like, no one will call me back to work with me. And it was because they were afraid because they didn't know me. I was too new to the area. So what did I do? Thank God. I called my partner, Sarah, and she flew in and we killed the first wedding. And it was awesome. From there,
everything is figure outable.
It is. Everything is
Marie
figure outable.
Folio, everything is figure outable.
Thank you. It is.
Yes.
And from there, because I changed the way I was looking at things, from there, I then started to attract like-minded people. And then I thought about it, like maybe I was like saying I was resistant to doing weddings, but a client, a future bride saw better in me. And she said, no, she was not hiring me because I was the best makeup artist. She hired me based on, before she ever even met me in person, because we had a phone call and we got to the heart of what she was doing, who she was marrying. And it was an hour-long conversation, which isn't normal in those instances, but it was for us. And so from there, I then became and appeared to everybody else that person that I know that I am, that I really am. And from there, I started attracting people in this area that would and wanted to work with me. And then they're like, well, Rebecca, where are the weddings? So we got to like get to it. So then at that point, it is my responsibility, right? Because I have taken that on to create that business for the women and sometimes men on our teams that this is Elegance Artistry is supporting their livelihood. So that's a little something heavy, right? How I move depends, has a
You
direct,
have a team.
I have a team. It has a direct impact on how other people live. And that becomes the motivation for, well, you can't give up. You got to keep going. Either that or you close your doors. And I'm not willing to do that.
Yeah. And I think also you're not done unless you quit.
That's it.
You don't fail unless you quit.
That's it.
And it's like, I'm going to make everything is figure outable. And if you want it more than you fear it,
sure,
you're going to create,
sure.
You're going to be able to move and,
sure.
and people know your heart, right? People sign up and maybe it's the best makeup, maybe it's not, but it's like you said, you get out of the chair and I'm like, I remember I just moved here. You were one of the first people I met, you and Tori. And I sat in your chair and you told me, you're like, you're going to crush it. You're going to, I don't remember the exact words, but I will
never forget that day.
I knew how I felt in that moment that I was going to be unstoppable. And it doesn't even matter what you said. It's how I felt. Yeah. And I think there is so much power because people don't remember what you say. They remember how you feel, how you made them feel.
You trusted us enough on that day to come in the door and we created a safe space because that's just what we do. That's who we are. It's who we are. That's the environment when you walk in. You felt safe enough to sort of divulge some of the things that you were being met with. And at that time you were like, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. And I remember being like, well, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're about to do, you're going to crush it. And I know it because you showed up. You showed up. And I said, well, you won't be failing.
And here we are 2 years later.
I know.
LFG, baby.
That's it, baby.
Let's go.
That's it.
Oh my God, so good.
That's it.
This is so amazing. Okay, so it's like being interested, the person you're talking to, be so interested in them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to go to an event in Denver. Okay. 7-8-figure entrepreneurs.
Yep.
This is a huge room for me. Okay, this is a stretch. I don't know anybody.
Yep.
We all have to dress like rock stars.
Yep.
So we're getting prepped right now for this. Okay. So talking about networking or being in like a conference. Okay. So here's the thing. You're around all these women, right? Maybe they're potential clients. Maybe they're potential mentors. Right. Either way, I tend to be lately, everyone I feel like is a mentor. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to hire you. I want to hire you. I want to hire you because I want to keep growing.
Absolutely.
What is a good, I don't like the word strategy, but what's a good way to walk into a room where you don't know anybody? Everyone is maybe dressed up in a theme or even just blazers and very like business, right? And you're walking in this room and because I feel like being confident is conquering bravery and it's like compounded bravery and like doing the thing over and over again. Until you become actually confident in the thing. Yeah. But walking into a room, you're new, or maybe you're not new, and there's new people here, and you're walking in the space. What can somebody do to just be like, okay, I belong here. I think a lot of times we feel like, do I even belong here?
Right.
Is this the right room for me? And
Absolutely.
we contract and we don't know how to
Absolutely.
how do we become in this expansion mode while we're in this room?
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I do this. I
know
freaking
you do.
network
That's
like a
why you
rock
are
star.
on the show.
No, I do. Okay, so first of all, and I'm going to share tips and tricks, and they work every time.
Okay.
So let's just first of all acknowledge that it is terrifying to walk in a room like this. Okay. As you may have guessed, I am an extrovert.
Really?
Oh my God.
I wasn't sure.
Oh my God. Okay. I am an extrovert. And I am terrified when I walk into a new space. So the acknowledgement of, first of all, if I'm an extrovert and I'm terrified walking to a new space, for the person that is an introvert, that has to be crippling. Okay. So I like to put voice to that so that, because I want people to know that you are normal. That's a normal thing. Okay. We all, especially us entrepreneurs, especially us women entrepreneurs, we have imposter syndrome. We really do. I think that even just when you were introing me today, the thing that was hardest for me to hear about was my actual profession, being a makeup artist, okay? Because it has been my life's work, and to make sure that because what I do matters, how eyeliner is perfectly placed and that matters. The thing that I did not feel an imposter about is how you talked about my heart. Because at this age, I have now come to grips with no matter what space I am in, I am leading with my heart. So that's the other thing, ladies. Open your heart. Open your heart. And I don't know how to tell you to do that other than just take a deep breath and just try to open your heart. Now,
I think also a way you can, taking a deep breath, breathing, pausing.
Yes.
And when you feel fear, what happens? We try to get rid of it. We don't want to feel fear because why? Fear is uncomfortable.
Yes.
But what happens is the very feeling that you're trying to avoid is the very feeling that you're creating. So if you're walking in this room and you're feeling all this fear and feeling terrified and trying to get rid of it, you're going to project fear when people come up and see you.
Absolutely.
So to your point of opening your heart, it's like presencing the fear.
Yes.
Being like, okay, you know what? Fear, you're here. Where do I really feel you in my body?
Right.
Okay. My gut, right?
Yep.
I'm like, oh, and I don't want to feel this. And then we're going to loop in our mind because it's like, I'm trying to get rid of this feeling and trying to tell myself a story to get rid of the feeling instead of just being like, okay, guess what? I'm really terrified right now. And I'm just going to feel where I feel this in my body. And I'm just going to breathe that in for 90 seconds because it only takes 90 seconds for an emotion to move through.
Yep.
But what happens is we loop and we loop and we loop and then we don't get rid of it.
Right.
So opening your heart, feeling the fear. Feel the fear, your heart will open.
And I learned all of these things in my music training, but it wasn't until I met you and you started talking about breath work that I was like, oh, the light bulb went off. This is not just for when I'm singing. This is for when I'm living and lifing and stepping into hard spaces. Okay. So the other thing too is to sort of also consider, sometimes we only consider how we're feeling and nobody is ever thinking about how everybody else in the room must be feeling. So if we sort of think about, okay, fine, if I'm feeling this way, what must other people be feeling no matter what they look like or how they present? The other thing I would say is when I am feeling my least best, okay, not very good, that is when I tend to, and whether that's I'm sort of under the weather or I'm terrified, right?
Mm-hmm.
I try to put my best, try to do a little more lipstick that day, if that's your thing. Try to do I don't know, throw a little glitter on that day or really embrace the theme. A lot of times at the networking events, people do them in themes because if you can sort of take on a persona outwardly, it can help you so much. Put maybe some trainers of mine, mentors back in the day would be like, oh, Bex has got her strand of pearls on. She means business today. But I had this chunky strand of pearls that I would wear when I wasn't feeling very confident. They made me feel good. Pick a thing that makes you feel good. Is it a pair of shoes? Is it like your favorite blazer? Is it your favorite lipstick? Pick a thing, put it on, walk in the room.
And another really cool hack to, up leveling however you're feeling, like how am I going to raise my vibrational level to walk into this room if I'm feeling low vibe or whatever?
Yeah.
Another really cool trick is what character do you want to be today?
Yes.
Because it's like, if I'm Cruella's like my inner critic.
I love her, honey.
Okay, so Cruella's my inner critic. She's the one that like talks all the nasty things to me. And then like my highest self is Karen motherfucking Lita.
That's it.
Right? So it's like, okay, I can dialogue, or if I'm putting on the persona of Karen motherfucking Lita, and let's say I feel a sense of rejection of Karen motherfucking Lita, then it's not my essence that's being rejected.
Right.
Because, why are we terrified?
Right.
Because we feel we don't belong. We feel we're
that's it.
going to be rejected, or whatever that feeling is, but some sort of realm of that.
Mm-hmm.
So what character can I be when I walk into this room? So if, Karen high vibe Lita doesn't like feel like she belongs, it's just one part. It's not this whole essence of me that's being rejected.
That's
because
it.
you can never, can you actually be rejected?
Listen, I literally saw you do it a couple weeks ago, and you know what I'm talking about. And I was like,
oh gosh.
I was like, this is the bomb. I mean, I'm talking about like from 2 years ago when we met, like just watching you come into your own, you brushed that thing off so good. And it was because whoever was making the assumption was making an assumption based on not at all fact and clearly not your heart. But you knew that. I certainly knew it, but you knew that. And that was the difference. And so you were able to just be like, oh, well, that is not even true. So that didn't even matter, and literally move on.
So like, just to catch you guys up, because I'm all about being full transparency on the show, is I threw an event with a partner of mine, and it got a lot of haters, let's say, of what this event was about.
It also had a lot of FOMO. I was out of town and couldn't be there. And I was like,
so we did this event, Lunar Lux. It was all dressing up in your most cosmic glam self. And it was just a different take on networking. It was just like getting out of your own way, like showing up as whatever character you felt like that day.
And people put it on. It was so beautifully done.
And it turned into, people talking a lot of negative things about me and my partner that I collaborated with on the event. And it was just really interesting how when you do the inner work, when you do the personal growth, which is the work that I do with my clients, is like getting to the root of the actual trigger so it doesn't actually trigger you.
Right.
Where, one person or like my partner was pretty triggered by all of this, where I was just like, this doesn't mean anything about me. So it's like when you're walking into a room and you're in this networking event, it's like everyone's so self-interested, right?
Right, sure.
They care about them more than...
And that's also a defense mechanism too, right?
That's right.
And you literally even said, oh my gosh, like that was like a really terrible thing that happened, but the event was great. And I swear to you, everybody, had a client yesterday, was like, oh my God, I was Karen's event. It was awesome. I was like, shut up. I know. It was awesome. And I wanted to be there and I couldn't go because I was out of town, But I just heard so many like great things about it. And I knew it would be awesome. But what was really cool is that you were like, man, for the people that got it wrong, I would like to work with them.
That's right. I did say that.
Because I think that there's an opportunity there to help them see things a little differently about themselves that maybe led them to a place that wasn't the most favorable. And I was like, and that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the heart work. That is that.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's my girl. I got chills behind it. I know. Shut up. But I just, when we finally accept who we are, right? And that we are put on this earth to like serve, then you still want to serve those that maybe are not the nicest to you.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we digress a lot. But getting back to what you actually asked me. Okay. So again, recognize the fear, putting on the persona if you need to, opening your heart. And then, okay, here's my trick. And it's a tangible one, okay? Open your eyes. I look in the room of newness, and I find the one or two people to start with that no one else is talking to. Not of anybody else's fault. Maybe they're afraid. Maybe they're not appearing very open to be talked to. Doesn't matter what the reason could be. That's not your business. Find the one or two people that nobody else is talking to and think, oh my gosh, they're an introvert and they must be really terrified. Go up and say, hello, my name is Karen. I'm a da-da-da-da-da. People say, have your elevator pitch ready. You ain't got to do all that. Not yet. My name is Karen. I'm new here, but I'm so excited to be here. Tell me your name. Ask open-ended questions. Let them talk. Mm-hmm. People will feel seen. I do it all the time. My very first networking event that I went to here, I did not want to go. If I'm being honest, I did not even want to move to this new location. I was pissed off. I was pissed.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Yeah, me too now. But I was pissed. But I was like, oh my God, because, whatever. I love him, Richard Scales. I'll follow him anywhere. But at the time, I was not ready. And so we found ourselves here, and I was like, okay, Rebecca, put your big girl panties on. You got to go. You got to do this. This is what it is. Your kids need to see how you move, see you make an effort. If they can jump in, you can too. And literally no one, I put my name tag on. Nobody was talking to me. Nobody seemed to be interested in talking to me. Not at all. But I didn't care. I scanned the room, and I'm going to put them on blast. It was 3 people that day. No, 4 people that day that are like besties of mine. Like now that I met at that event. And the first person that I was like, ooh, she does not want to be here because she is terrified. It was Kayla Furman. She's a photographer. I stood right next to Kayla and I was like, hey girl, I'm Rebecca, what's going on? And that was it. And she turned bright red and she started smiling and I was like, we're going to be friends. I know it. The next person was Sarah Rivera. She's also a photographer. She's a branding photographer. Kayla's family. Same thing. Did the same thing. The next person was Lisa Keller. That with Fleur de Lis Boutique, that's my girl. That is my girl. Lisa. The next person, and then the next person after that was Kelly Wissinger of Changing Spaces Jacks. They are still my friends. Okay, so we met at that place. We were all scared to be there, but I was intentional but not because I'm an extrovert. It's because I had already sort of mastered my way of networking and getting into a room where you don't know one single person. That was that.
So what do you do if everyone's talking to somebody but you?
That is not a thing. I've never, ever been into a room where that is. And that is what you do is you stop, you take a deep breath, even if you have to close your eyes for a second, open your eyes again and see. I have never, ever been in a room where everybody was talking to somebody. There is at least one person. So you'll start noticing now.
Okay.
It's because you never had somebody tell you that this is happening. That is not a thing. If you can find the room where that is happening, I would be very surprised. Where it sometimes will start to become a thing, I guess, in theory, is if the whole room of people know each other. But at a networking event, that is not a thing. I've never, in 15 years of business, I've never, ever been to a networking event where 100% of everybody was talking to somebody in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Now, the goal is, right, to get people talking. So what'll invariably happen is if like somebody is sort of like off by themselves, if the person throwing the event is like, knows to like recognize, then they'll sort of do something to like stimulate conversation. Mm-hmm. But what I would challenge everybody to do is like really open your eyes. Be the person, even if you're an introvert, be the person to recognize who nobody else is talking to.
I love that.
Talk to that person.
It's so simple.
It is.
It's so simple, but we like get so in our head about everything that we're not even scanning the room. We're just like, oh, poor me. Nobody wants to come talk to me. Right. Yeah. When it's like, wait, you're at a networking event to meet people.
And let me tell you something. One of the shittiest things, and I see this like sort of all the time, is because people don't know how to pivot in and out of a conversation, is if 2 people are talking, let's just say, for example, 2 people are talking, and then a person slides up to the group, it is okay for you to take a little break in the conversation and recognize that the person just slid up and acknowledge them and bring them into the conversation to what you're talking about. Because if you were talking about your like deepest, dirtiest secrets at the like networking event, then what are you doing? Go out and get a drink. Say, you know what? Can we grab a drink afterwards?
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
Recognize the person that walked up and like, because you also don't want to spend all your time talking to just one person, you know? Then follow up. Figure out who you want to connect with, like who you had a great conversation with or whatever, and you want more time with them. Exchange information and then follow up. Be intentional. You know, we're all strapped for time, but like you got an hour for coffee. Even like get it on the schedule. Do you know Nada Salvatore?
I've seen her, but I don't know
Yeah,
her.
she's a photographer, but she also has she has a podcast as well, Accidental CEO. Okay, she's very intentional about getting dates on the calendar. Like if you know that like you don't have time in the month, that's okay. Well, how about next month? Can we get something on the calendar for next month? It is okay for business people, you know, to do that. But like in a new room, like where you're about to go, you know, in a new space, have fun with it. Like have fun with your persona, meet new people, you know, put yourself out there. But just to say like, oh, I'm going to put myself out there. Well, what does that mean? Try it. Just find the person. Open your eyes.
Okay, another question. So have you ever noticed, because I notice this sometimes, and I do it too. I'm guilty also.
Yeah.
You'll be in the conversation with somebody. Maybe you're kind of bored of it. You're like over it.
Yeah.
And you like, it's recognizing the social cues of like, okay, move on.
Right.
So what are some of those social cues where it's like, okay, like this, I know it's like one looking like you're kind of like, not eye contact and other things, but what are ways to kind of exit the conversation?
Yeah. So what I like to do is, first of all, like open your eyes, recognize when you've been like spending too much time with one person. And it is okay to be like, girl, we have monopolized each other's like conversation. We really need to be like networking with some other people too. Well,
hold on, really, just hold the thought. One second. We were at a party together and I only wanted to talk to you.
Sure.
So what do you do when it's like, I just want to talk to you, even though there's all these amazing people here?
Yeah. Say to my girlfriend, hey girl, let's go get something to drink. And just literally sometimes just changing the physical space that you're standing in to just change the energy up a little bit.
Okay.
And change the space, because that then will get your body moving. It's like a physical response, right? Like get your body moving to like, and then because you got to use your eyes to walk. Sure. Right. And so, but I'm good at like moving that like physical space. Yeah. And like, you know.
Okay. Got it. So just move, but you're not saying goodbye.
Yeah. I'm not saying goodbye. I'm not even cutting the conversation off. I'm just saying, let's go get something to drink. Let's go get, you know, because then perhaps maybe we would see somebody else that maybe could benefit from what we're talking about.
Okay.
And then recognizing that like, first of all, oh my God, I've not seen my girlfriend in a minute, and we could literally like spend the whole time talking to each other. That's also maybe not what we're here to do. So like, girl, we need to come sit on each other's couches. Like, you know, but also like, okay, so I don't want to stop talking to you. So let's invite somebody else into the conversation as well. Why not? But just moving the physical space forces us to like look around.
And it's so easy. It's just like, hey, let's go get something to drink.
Yeah,
let's
just
go.
An easy switch.
Check that out over there.
Yeah,
like, oh, what's over there? Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And being okay with like, I'm going to go grab a lemonade, but maybe you don't feel like a lemonade. Maybe you're going to go to the bathroom. But we may come back right together. The other thing too to recognize is like, it can be intimidating with like when like 2 or 3 people appear to be teamed up and they're moving together. That can be really intimidating for the person that's not moving like that.
Okay, so what do we do?
So we split up.
Okay.
And be okay with it.
Okay.
I love you.
Yeah.
You love me.
Okay.
I'm confident in that.
Yeah.
Let's split up.
Okay.
We need to work the room. And being okay with even cutting the conversation. Because that doesn't mean you're still not my friend. And because, you know, we now have a relationship, right? You know, like switch it up. The other thing too is that like if I go to, sometimes you need a buddy to like go to a networking thing with. I will not sit with the buddy I came with. I won't do it. I won't do it. Now, if I'm meeting a buddy there, okay, that's a thing, that's da-da-da. But I don't want to sit at a table of everybody that I know. No, thank you. That is not what I'm there for. That's not helpful. That's actually diminishing our experience.
Mm-hmm.
We will not, there's no point in being that. We can go to dinner.
Right.
Right? So like, we don't need to do that. Now, if somebody though, that's a good friend of mine already, is like, I cannot do this today without you. Or without.
Yeah, they need support.
They need support.
Yeah.
Then guess what? If you have articulated a need, we're going to sit together.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pick up the slack and we're going to work the room together because she's already not coming off as intimidating. She's feeling not being like she can't be there.
Yeah.
So also just like listening, your heart, but right. We started with the heart was already open. So I'm able to like receive that maybe she's struggling.
And I want to also acknowledge one thing that you like did not say or do in any of this is say, guess what I do? I'm a makeup artist, right? Yeah. And I think a lot of times, especially like entrepreneurship and networking events for your business, you're like so eager, or women have, I've learned this throughout my experiences, is be the most interested person in the room.
Yes.
Without sharing anything that you do.
Absolutely. Unless
they ask you. But it's like, you're not going there being like, here's my business card.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
People that only ask me about my business are like, how's business? Well, okay, fine. My response is like, it's okay, it's fine, great.
Mm-hmm.
But I would much rather you ask me
about you,
about me. How are my kids? How you doing today? What brings you here today? Ask open-ended question. What brings you here today? How'd you find out about this event? You know, what got you in the door?
Yeah, maybe I'll create a PDF and add it of like questions you can ask when you show up into a room. Yeah. Because I think a lot of times you get in freeze mode and you're like, I don't even know what to ask.
Right.
Like, what do I say?
Right.
What do I do?
Right.
Okay.
Those are helpful.
Yeah.
Like even something like just like a tangible sheet that like you could even look at in the car. Whatever. I'm a nerd. So I like writing things down. I like to like study a little bit, but like also knowing like, okay, well, why did I choose this particular conference or this particular, what am I here for? Being intentional about the spaces that I network in. Why did I choose this? Right? Knowing something about the space that I'm being in, that I'm arriving, attending. Thinking about, okay, well, what do I want people to know about me? Maybe I leave that sheet in the car, but having something like that could be helpful.
Yeah. Just like, people. I have a couple. Sometimes we just need a little toolbox.
Something in a toolbox, a cute little toolbox to be like, and it's okay. And then too, like, some people are like, gone are the days though. Like, have you ever been this person where you're like, oh, could I have your business card? I have become okay with not having my business card.
I never have my business.
Listen, okay, now, and I love a business card, but sometimes I just don't have it with me.
Yeah.
But, I'm not the most technologically savvy person, but I have now like learned how to like have my Instagram like QR code thing up and like, people like to share Instagrams and like all the things.
The thing is too, if we're vibing and we're connecting, I'm going to be like, give me your phone number.
That part. Please ask me for my phone number. Because if you hit my DMs on Instagram, I promise you I'm not going to see it. For anybody that happened, I'm so sorry. I love you. I promise. I didn't see it. But like, call me or text me.
Yeah. I was, I think it was my event. And there were there were two women talking. And they're like, well, I don't have, I'm like, get her phone number.
Yeah.
Like,
phone number.
Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And I know that, especially in like the coaching world, there's a lot of boundaries around people having a phone number. But
absolutely.
Fine. If you think this person's going to be your client and you're like, no, you can't have my phone number. But then you're already giving off this energy. You know what I learned?
Right.
It's so interesting because I have a lot of mentors, like a lot. And I hear different perspectives on like the client mentorship or client mentorship, like boundaries and phone numbers and all of that. And so I have some being like, well, your clients are not your friends. But my philosophy is like, be friends first, then maybe they become your client and then they become your super fan. And if they have your phone number, so what?
Every single one of my clients, brides, all of them have access to me through my phone number.
Yeah.
Because we already did the energy and heart work. we already determined that the vibe was right.
Yes.
And boundaries are not created by phone numbers.
That's right.
Boundaries are created by the space that you have already created and set up.
That's right.
And don't we have different levels of friendship?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So why not that?
That's a whole other podcast.
That's a whole other podcast, girl. We can do that all day. But like, what is wrong with it? Now, I will say this. That's my philosophy. But that may not work for somebody else.
That's true.
Determine what works for you. And for me, it's like, and I often say this, that like, once especially with like brides and clients or whatever, because I'm doing the work to sort of vet them. Yes, clients are interviewing me to see if they want to work with me, but I'm also interviewing them to see if they're a good fit for Elegance Artistry, because I never want to put anybody on my team at risk for anything negative.
1,000%.
So I have already done that work. Thank God I have not had to like fire many clients, but sometimes you may just have to like part ways and be like, you know what, this is not a good fit and it's okay, but encourage them to find something that is, and vice versa, right? Being okay with that, like not everybody is for everybody. That is totally okay. But like if you feel good about it, right?
Yeah, get their phone number.
Get their phone number.
You're like, you know what?
Yeah,
I don't know if we're going to be best friends. I don't know if I'm going to hire you, but either way.
It's okay. Let's connect.
Let's connect.
And this is how I'd like to connect. Other people have other ways that they like to connect. I like for you to have my phone number and call me. Like even on a social media post, if somebody's like recommending me or whatever, I will put, because like 1,000 comments down, they have missed it or I've missed it. There's a lot to keep up with. But like, just call me. Here's my number. I'll put it on there. You can Google my phone number and it'll come up. Right. You know?
Beautiful.
It's okay.
Yeah. And that's a whole other topic too, because it's true. Even like, so some mentors, I have their phone number, some I don't.
Yeah.
But either way, there's boundaries where whether I'm messaging them on an app or I'm messaging them through their phone, it's.
Absolutely. And it's okay for the person that you're wanting to connect with. Like it's okay for you to set the way that you want to be connected. My way is like, check out the website for your own, like do some stalking. Here's our Instagram. And if you want to connect with me specifically, here's my number.
Right.
I've set that up. But maybe somebody else is like, hey, I check Instagram all day, every day. Here's my Instagram. Come on in my DM. This is a sure way. Because they may not be even checking their phone, right?
That's true.
But this is their way.
But they're on social media.
But maybe they're not checking text messages.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
But so just set the way you want to be connected with. But then also, if that's the way you're going to set, like check the way that you sent people to, you know?
Yeah.
This morning though, I had to like, cause my schedule's been just a little bit nuts. I had to like apologize to a ton of people that I had missed their text and be like, girl, but I explained, here's what's been going on. Cause they had my number, right? So I'm like, here's what's been going on. I'm so sorry for the delay. I'm just catching up. I'm back at it. Most times people give you grace and they're like, okay, girl, I completely like, but they know at that moment that I'm connecting, that like now I've got space to like, let's get to the meat of why we're connected.
And people know your heart.
Yeah.
So you're not like purposely not responding to somebody.
Also, not for nothing, if there is a question you have asked me and I did not respond, I am demanding you blow my phone up. Or if you have texted me and you're like, I hit you up and you didn't respond, you better pick up the phone and call me.
Yes.
Because I'm going to see it like, oh, Karen's calling. I got to, oh, shoot, girl, that's my bad. I saw your message and I responded in my head, or I didn't, or da-da-da.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just didn't see it.
Yeah.
Like,
fair.
Be okay.
Fair.
Just, it's okay.
And just bringing it back to, the triggers and the other things. Like if somebody's not calling you back, we get in our head and we're like, oh my God, it means something about me. And it's like taking a step back, and like 99% of the time, it has nothing to do with you.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the time. Seriously.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any more tips? Did we go through all of the tips? Let's like review them real quick.
Okay. So
open your heart. Feel the fear.
First thing, feel the fear. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you have to. Know why you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Get your persona on.
Get your persona on.
Who do you want to be that day?
Yep.
Open your eyes. Find the one person. Start with one. Find the one person that you see when you scan the room immediately. That nobody else is talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Go say hello. Hello, my name is Rebecca. Or, hey, I'm Rebecca. I'm new here, but I'm super glad to be here. What brought you here today?
Mm-hmm.
From there, you will get into
some sort of banter.
What you do, da-da-da, whatever. If the vibes are right, connect.
Yeah.
Also realize when it's maybe time to like talk to some other people or work the room. Maybe you're working the room, but then you come back to that person you initially met, connect, and then follow up. Hey, Karen, it was so nice to meet you at the event the other day. I had such a good time. Would you like to grab a coffee? My schedule over the next couple of weeks is pretty tight, but here's a couple of days. Do any of these days work with you? If not, we can find another day.
Yeah, the follow-up.
The follow-up. And then show up. Don't ghost people. That's rude.
Yeah.
That's rude.
That's a big no-no.
It is a big no-no.
Yeah.
It hurts people's feelings.
It does.
Now listen, the other thing too is with that, give people grace, okay? If you felt like you got ghosted, now if you know truly it's a ghost, be okay with the ghost and just move on. But if you know full well that like, no, we really connected and this person, like, hey, just reach out again. If you reach out again and they still don't respond, then it's okay. It's all right. Maybe they'll get back to you. Maybe they won't. But be okay. Be okay. It also acknowledge that maybe that hurt your feelings and it's okay.
I mean, it's like dating.
Yeah, it's like dating.
Yeah.
Sometimes it hurts, but be okay with it, and practice. Practice getting in the room. Practice getting in the room. It gets easier a little bit, a little teeny tiny bit, the more you do it. If, though, you just truly feel like you cannot show up to this thing alone, get a buddy and walk in the room with them.
It's how you expand. It's like you again, become confident by doing the things that scare the crap out of you and doing them over and over and over again, where then it's like, oh, it doesn't feel that scary anymore.
That's it.
I do the ice bath almost every morning. It doesn't get any easier.
Not at all. It sucks.
It sucks. But my nervous system, I can get in there quicker. I don't have to stand in front of it.
Because you know what's coming.
Yeah.
You know you're going to hate it.
You're just going to embrace the suck of it, but it expands your nervous system. And that's what we want to keep doing is putting yourself in the discomfort so the discomfort doesn't feel uncomfortable. Because
then you'll start to realize the benefit on the other side of the discomfort. And the benefits almost always.
Always a light.
Always a light.
Yes.
Walk towards the light. You'll find it.
Oh my gosh, this was so good. Thank you so much. Okay, so I know we went through a lot of tips, but I want to know what is, let's say a female. Okay. I want to go with a female who's like tempting to go into a room, right? Because it's not so easy of just go. Yeah. Right? No. So what is something somebody can do in the next 24 hours to just start moving the needle of bravery?
Do a little research. So like, let's say you're like, do a little research. Get you, I always say, get your Googler out. I'm about to get on my Googler. My kids hate when I say that. They're like, Mom, you sound old. But like, find a couple of events, just find a couple of events and then look at them. If one of them, seems like, oh, that seems cool or like interesting, sign up for it and go.
I love that.
But like, don't just like pick something arbitrary. Like do a little due diligence. There's so much out there on social media. It can get overwhelming. So, okay, pick 5 that you want to like look at. Then whittle it down to 3, then 2, then be like, okay, then just take the plunge. I'm going to this. It fits in my schedule. I'm going to go to this and do it. That's what you can do in the next
today.
24 hours.
You could do this right now.
Today. You can do this right now. Yeah. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is once I decide on that event and I figure out, is there a theme? If there's not, that's okay. I'm going to start planning my outfit. And I'm certainly going to start planning my lipstick or my lip gloss, but that's my thing.
Yes.
Find the lipstick and I'm going to put my coat of armor. Today I was like, oh my God, we're rocking out. I'm sitting with Karen. We're doing this podcast. Today is a red lip kind of day for me.
Love it.
But that then becomes my armor.
Yes.
But I also activated my brain first, right? I did a little research.
So good.
But then I was in charge of the choice. I always say we're ladies and we get choices. I got to choose. It's okay. Choose. Yeah. And if you're like, sometimes I get indecisive. Like if I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. Call a business bestie and say, hey, what do you think about these 2 things for me? That like somebody that knows like what you do and what you're trying to do. Okay. Have them be like, look at these. Oh, and then they might have a sort of an outside view of like, oh, I can really see you doing this. This makes sense.
So good.
And then just take the plunge.
I love it.
If you don't like it when you get there, after the thing is over and you gave it a try, then don't go back to that.
Yeah.
Don't go, just leave or don't go back to that.
Yeah. No.
It's okay.
So
and then
good.
move on to the next one.
Amazing.
There's a lot out there.
Yes.
For people. There's a lot.
So good.
There's a lot.
Thank you so much.
This was the best.
Where can people find you? Where do you hang out the most? I know besides your phone number.
Sure, besides my phone number, which you all can have access to if we connect in other ways. But the name of the company is at Elegance Artistry Group. That's where on Facebook and Instagram at Elegance Artistry Group. It'll come right up. I'm also personally Beauty Angel Bex, BEX. So it's at Beauty Angel Bex and everything is tied. EleganceArtistry.com. There are a multitude of ways. Also, go to any networking group and be like, even if you don't remember my name, Rebecca Cummings Scales is what I am on Facebook. Just be like, who is the girl that's the makeup artist that wants to talk to everybody?
And for all the listeners that don't live in Florida, because there's a lot of you.
Right, there are.
Then you got to come to Florida.
Yeah, come to Florida. Come visit
St.
us.
Augustine.
Yeah, come to St. Augustine. We're here. It's a vibe.
Yes.
It's a vibe. Yeah, find us that way. Even just connect. Somebody will get you in touch.
Yes.
Somebody will, I never met a stranger.
Yeah.
I never met one. And I want to connect with you. I want to know what's going on.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This was the best.
Just appreciate you so much. And for those of you who are listening, there's a new membership out called Inner Wealth, and it's all about just getting out of your own way and making small micro moves in order to move the needle in your world.
I have to say, since you brought it up, I am a member and I was having a particularly terrible day, and I woke up with just an anxiety block on my chest. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to face this day. And Karen, you had a meditation on there in the meditation vault. And it was not even 10 minutes. Okay. And it made it so, and I did it and not just turned it on. I did what you told me to do. And it helped me get the anxiety brick up off my chest so that I can even just face the day to get up and make a cup of coffee. That was so important. Y'all, get in the room, get in the group.
Get in the room. We're here for it.
Get in it. I appreciate you. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Rise, Shine, and Redefine. If this episode resonated with you, please hit subscribe and leave a review. It means the world to me. If you want more daily inspiration or any behind the scenes, follow me on Instagram at Karen Meininger for daily inspiration and behind the scenes. Until then, keep rising, keep shining, and keep redefining your journey.